Join us this week as we wrap up our time in Hoi An. 1 month has gone so quickly and such an enjoyable destination. From accommodation, transportation, sightseeing and all the delicious food we ate, we will share information and tips to plan your own trip, whether you are a slow traveller, retiree or digital nomad. Make sure to watch till the end, where we will give a full breakdown of costs. You might be surprised at the affordability of such a popular tourist destination. This historic riverside city is situated on the central coast of Vietnam. It sits on the Tu Bon River in the Quang Nam province, ideally located just a 45-minute drive from the large city of Da Nang with its international airport and modern facilities. Hoi An has a tropical monsoon climate, and the best time to visit is February to April. During this time the weather is cool, dry and sunny. From May to the beginning of the wet season, the temperatures get into the low 30s and the middle of the day can be oppressive with the high humidity. Accommodation here suits a variety of travel styles, ranging from riverside resorts to budget-friendly guest houses. Prices start at $10 US a night for hostels and between $50 and $100 for mid-range boutique hotels. By staying outside the old town in the district of Cam Chau, our month-long stay cost us $600 US. The Horizon Hotel by Luna Verde was a very comfortable modern 19-room hotel with breakfast provided and a refreshing pool to use. We booked a king studio room that was well fitted out and the bonus of a small balcony to sit and watch daily life go by. If you are enjoying this video, please hit like and subscribe to enable us to make more informative content. Getting around Hoi An was not too challenging. The old town itself is pedestrian friendly with no cars allowed. Scooter parking on the fringes costs 20 cents. Most people tend to stay near here, so walking is easy. Also in the old town you can do a tour on a trishaw bike for around $6 an hour. To access the areas surrounding Hoi An, most hotels have bicycles to use, or hire a scooter for a day, $6 to $15 depending on type of scooter, and head further afield. There is also the convenience of using Grab scooters and cars to travel around in as well. Hoi An food uniquely blends Vietnamese, Chinese and Japanese influences, utilising fresh regional ingredients, bold aromatics and produce from the local gardens. There are dishes that are distinctly Hoi An. These are a must try, like Khao Lao and its delicious noodles, the distinctive shaped white rose dumplings, or Con Gar, which is Hoi An shredded chicken on rice. Like the rest of Vietnam, eat at local restaurants, try street food, and treat yourself at the so-called elevated dining restaurants. One thing's for sure, the quality of food on offer never changes. We ate out for 2 meals a day, varying where and what we ate, and spent a total of $767 US, which is roughly about $25 a day in Vietnam's most popular tourist location. This cost also included daily excursions to various cafes, with Tracey embracing the incredible coffee culture here. Please check out our 2 videos on food and cafes in Hoi An for more information. Our discretionary spending, which included a haircut, massage, laundry at $1 US a kilo, washed and dried, and some items of clothing came to $90 US. There is no major supermarket here, but there are numerous small mini-marts, local small convenience shops, and of course most neighbourhoods have a central market area selling fruit and vegetables. Our groceries came to $53 US. Hoi An has a small number of core medical centres featuring 3 main facilities catering to locals and international visitors. There is also the reassurance that a major event can be dealt with in nearby Da Nang. Pharmacies are scattered all over town if needed. Other amenities like ATM machines are everywhere, but they do vary in terms of the amount you can withdraw. Hoi An has so much to offer a traveller, and unfortunately most tourists spend only a day or 2 here, so they miss out on many of the more authentic experiences. The old town is the main draw card, with its old historic buildings, iconic architecture, handmade goods like clothing, shoes, leather goods and silk items, and then the magic of the river coming alive at night. There are ticket offices around the old town to gain access to some of the attractions. A pass gets you into 5 of these, costing $5 US. But don't forget to explore outside the town, with the quiet rural side of the rice fields, the Trakway vegetable village, coconut boat rides, or a day at Anbang Beach. Like everywhere in Vietnam, the people here have been so friendly and welcoming. The majority of locals here speak some English, and they are keen to converse and learn more. So make time to have a chat, it's hugely rewarding. So before we give you our impressions of our time here in Hoi An, we just thought we'd give you some information on what we've learned from 5 months on the road in Southeast Asia. So staying connected, a lot of people use eSIMs, but we've just tended to purchase a SIM card at the airport. It's pretty straightforward, staff set it up, and then monthly we just go to one of the telecom stores and the staff do the business there, and we're only spending $20 for 3 months in each country, which is really reasonable, and we've just found it pretty easy. So it's whatever choice is yours, I'd imagine. The other thing is, when we left New Zealand, we each had a suitcase, we had a carry-on and a small backpack, and we've realised pretty quickly you don't need as many clothes as what you think you do. So we're now down to one suitcase, one carry-on and one small backpack. So it's really easy to just replace clothes as you go. Clothing, shoes are so cheap here.
And it's fun, shopping.
Shopping, so really don't pack as much as what you think you'll need.
Very quickly you realise that, especially with the trains, going on the train in Malaysia, we worked that out. It's much easier, you've got limited time to board, so you want to edit your luggage.
So the other thing is, we've found travelling takes energy, and you do have to have a fairly good level of fitness if you're travelling for a long time. So we try to book accommodation that has a pool and quite possibly a gym, just to at least get some exercise, keep moving the muscles. We only go out during the cooler parts of the day, which is generally early morning or late evening, because the heat can be quite oppressive at times over here, and especially the humidity. So, and the other thing is, by slow travelling, we have the ability to just go, today we're not doing anything, we're not going out, and give the bodies a rest. I'm sure the younger people will get by, but as you age, you really do have to slow down and just take your time. And probably the final thing and major point when you're travelling for a long period of time is your budget. And money is a major factor when you're travelling, and we record all our spending, and then we work out at the end of the month what our average is, and we really do try to stick to a budget. If we go out to a nice restaurant one night, the beauty of Southeast Asia is we can just go and eat some cheap street food the next.
Yeah.
So you're still eating well, but we just moderate our budget day to day. Accommodation is probably the easiest way to save money, depending on what you require. So we tend to look at accommodation on a few factors. We always want a pool, mainly because of the heat and exercise, and we're willing to give up something in return, and it might be complimentary breakfast, and we'll just go out and eat, and it's cheap anyway. But yeah, I think if you stick to your daily average budget, you won't go wrong here. Like, you don't have to be ridiculously cheap, but just be aware you can overspend. Shopping is a big draw card here, and always leave a little bit in the contingency fund, because you never know what may pop up in case of health or an accident or something. So yeah, have a budget, stick to it. It is really easy over here to do that.
So on to accessibility. That is something important to think about as you age, and we found the accessibility was pretty good in Hoi An, although I couldn't see any fully disabled toilets. It would be very challenging for a wheelchair user, because every building has steps up into it. Even our accommodation did. There's a lift inside, but you had to walk up a flight of maybe 6 to 7 stairs. Because it floods here during the rainy season, everything's elevated. And a lot of the very old buildings, timber buildings, have a door lintel. So yes, I would say, based on my experience, it would be very challenging as a wheelchair user. I found it challenging at times as someone who could walk a little. So yes, accessibility, a challenge, I would say.
So after a month here in Hoi An, it does certainly meet the brief of being a slow traveller or a digital nomad staying in a place, or even a retiree. There's a lot to do. There's also plenty to see outside Hoi An to fill days. The climate's really good, probably apart from obviously when the monsoon season hits, which would make it very challenging if you were living here. But we did really enjoy it here. Food's excellent, the people are wonderful. But it's probably the hardest thing would be getting used to the amount of people that do come here if you lived here. We stayed outside the old town and it was still busy. There's a lot of accommodation going up, so there's people on the streets, which would take a bit getting used to. So
it's that transient travellers coming and going too, so if you were to form friendships, you're more likely to with the Vietnamese community, so you'd probably have to make the effort to learn some Vietnamese, although there is more English spoken. I think that would be the challenge, that from what we could see there isn't a huge expat community, so yeah, you'd have to learn a little Vietnamese to fit in, and the locals are so welcoming though, which leads into safety. There is just that feeling of safety everywhere. Their homes are interspersed with their businesses, so when you're walking back through the lanes to your hotel, you're walking past people's homes. It's a really interesting thing culturally because they live outside. All their doors are open in the evening because it's so hot, and you're seeing kiddies playing and people watching TV, but it makes you feel very safe because you are in a community.
yeah, so we really enjoyed it here, but we are looking forward to moving into Da Nang, going to a bigger city, see what that has to offer, and yeah, so hopefully you can watch our next video and see us in Da Nang.
It's very popular, so it'll be interesting to see if it's somewhere we enjoy.
Yeah. So what we'll do now is we'll put up our total costs for the month, and you might be pleasantly surprised for our time here in Hoi An. In next week's video, we will share our first impressions of Da Nang, Vietnam's rapidly growing coastal city, popular with slow travellers, digital nomads, and retirees. This vibrant city is known as the Miami of Southeast Asia. Let's check it out as we spend a month here.